Broadcasting live from the campus of Holyoke Community College. This is 103.5 WCCH, back with Midday with the Raj, part 4. I think we were doing editing earlier, Pat, and we got a little bit confused. You're like, oh, what's the next episode? And then we finally figured out because I wrote it down on paper. And then I just saw on the whole drive thing that we were on task for what we had and we weren't behind. But we'll be editing my latest video next week. The recent my second one was we just put it on YouTube like 15, 20 minutes ago. So check out part 2. Part 1 already got some viewers, so part 2 is out. So check that out with Pat and Al. So we're cruising with that. So we're getting good with the editing. But we begin today with a little recap. The Celtics won last night, 111 to 101 against the Raptors. Golden State beat the Hornets last night with a blowout win. The Celtics are taking on the Detroit Pistons tonight. So tune into that at 7 o'clock with Celtics Pistons. Pat, do you think Celtics with back-to-back dubs win today?
I could definitely see them pulling off another one here. The real question is, are they going to pull off back-to-back championships?
I think they have a good shot at it.
Where are they in the standings right now, Al?
Number 2.
Who's number 1 seed right
Cleveland.
now? Cleveland. Oh my gosh!
Actually,
wow,
I have
Cleveland's
the
turned
standings
it
right
around.
in front of me if you want to go with a little standings.
Oh yeah, let's get a little standings check.
I only did like 6 of them because I wasn't doing like all the standings because that would have been absurd, the amount of teams.
Sure.
I got Cleveland at 48-10. I just updated this like a little while ago. I got Boston at 42-16. I got the Knicks at 37-20. The Bucks at 32-25. The Pacers at 32-26. And I got Detroit at 32-26. And for the Western Conference, if you want to do a little Eastern Conference rundown, I still think the Celtics are the best team in the NBA for sure. I don't know if you concur on that, but I think they're better than the Cavs too. The Cavs are playing red hot right now, but I still think the Celtics are better. So,
is there any teams at the bottom of the Eastern Conference you don't want to see the C's play in the first round? Sometimes there can be those sneaky teams that are a lot better than their record looks. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't really think there's that many teams that really... I'm not a Celtics fan, but for Celtics fans out there, I don't think there's really any teams that really scare you.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that I don't know. I don't really think there's that many, surprises out there. But, I mean, the Cavs are definitely a team to watch out for. Like, they're hot. They're 48-10. They're 30 games, like 30 games over 500, like 35, 36. So that's pretty darn good. And Western Conference, we got OKC at 46-11. We got the Nuggets at 38-20. We got Memphis at 38-20. We got the Lakers at 35-21. We got what else we got? We got Memphis. We got Memphis. We got the Clippers at 31-26. We got Minnesota at 32-27, and we got Golden State jumping in the 8th spot at 31-27 right now. So I feel like it's like a dog race fight, especially with the Warriors. They gotta have to go on a run. I would say, coming up definitely. Second half of the season. We still got, a couple months to play, but I feel like Golden State, if they really want to get a true spot, instead of being in the play-in, they have to go on a run and, go on a win streak. That'd be really sweet. And it was good to get that started with a blowout win against the Hornets last night. And then
there you go.
Tomorrow night they play the Magic, so it would be nice to keep it going. But their schedule is going to start getting harder, too. I looked it up yesterday. They got upcoming schedules a little bit tough. So, but, I just feel like they could keep it up as long as they just keep playing good team basketball. But it was good to get it started with a win last night at home against the Hornets. I know the Hornets aren't a good team, but still good to get a W though.
Yeah.
Just to start off the second half.
Big Al, does the West, do they have a front contender? Is there one team right now people are kind of looking at okay, they're coming out, or is it a little bit up for grabs?
I don't know, but OKC's playing absurdly well. Like I just said, 46-11.
Yeah, that's solid.
Gilgeous-Alexander, really good player. I don't know. I feel like maybe if there's a team to look out for, maybe the Lakers.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
Maybe-
actually a good
maybe-
segue.
Maybe with Luka and LeBron, definitely, Russell, watch out. Like, watch out for them. Like, don't count them out. Like, I mean, they're the 4th seed right now in the Western Conference. Of course, all that can change though, in a span of like any time, like in the next few months. So just because they're the way they are right now doesn't mean a few months from now they could go on like a cold streak and then they could be out of it or in a play-in tournament.
Yeah, totally. It's almost like you want to get hot at the right time. You almost don't want to get hot too soon.
It starts now though. Like you want to, if you're a team like Golden State that's like the 8th seed that just jumped in last night to the 8th seed, you want to go on a run now. Like get on a win streak now. Get hot. I think like especially in sports, to get hot before the playoffs is huge. Like a team that goes into the playoffs hot is good. A team that ends up going into the playoffs cold, not so much.
Yeah, totally.
You can't you can't go into the playoffs. Say for example it's the MLB and you go into the playoffs like 2-6 in your last 10 games or something like that, and you enter the playoffs and you're just like, well, you got to turn it around now. It's now or never. So, but that's just an example. But you'd rather prefer to be, red hot going into the playoffs than cold and having to get that spark up again. So, But hey, second half just started. Same with the NHL. Second half just started. I know the Bruins, took a tough one last night.
Oh, boo. Yeah, horrible. We were just talking about that before the show.
I didn't want to just jump over the NBA, but I mean, I ended up seeing that they were up 3-0, and then they ended up losing 5-4 in OT.
Yeah, that is just absolutely horrendous. And the thing is, I think it was 3-0 in like the second period. It wasn't even like it was 3-0 in the first, and they had all the game to come back. They just blew it from there. Horrible. My friend was at the game. It's too bad.
That's tough.
Yeah. Oh wait, you mentioned the Lakers too, Al. I don't know if they already played. Did they already play the Mavericks?
Yeah, they beat them last night.
Oh yeah. So how did that go for Luka? What numbers did he put up?
Let me check that out.
We're gonna do a quick fact check. Luka Doncic, for those of you who don't know, he was formerly on the Mavs.
Yeah, Luka was a Mav, and then obviously that crazy trade happened with, as you could see, with with Luka, AD, all that mixed up. So we're gonna check how Luka did last night. For all you out there, NBA last night. Luka last night. Let's see. Luka dropped a triple-double.
No way! Oh my gosh.
LeBron was the leading scorer for the Lakers, but full box score. Lakers. Luka had 19, 15, and 12.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You think he wanted to come out and play?
1 for 7 from 3, but 6-17 from the field. But not bad, a triple-double.
No.
And they beat the Mavericks last night 107-99.
There you go.
I don't know if you saw, but last night Amon Thompson had a flagrant foul on Giannis Antetokounmpo.
No. What happened on that one?
I got to go to the Bucks Rockets right now. Green had skies. But Amon Thompson ejected after violently pulling Giannis down to the floor.
What? Oh wait, let me see the video. We'll do live reaction in the booth. We are about to watch in studio. Was it Giannis going down? All right, we're watching it right now. Let's see. All credit to ESPN for this one. If you hear it in the background. Oh.
After this ad.
It's coming. Yeah, no one listening right now.
About right now though.
Okay, we're about to watch it. Giannis gets taken down. Okay. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh my gosh, we just saw one of the stars of the league, Giannis, get taken down. Flagrant. Oh my gosh. Big Alley grabbed him around the neck. Oh my. So wait, what ended up happening to him?
Flagrant foul.
And what does that mean?
He got ejected.
My gosh.
Yep.
No, yeah, he can't be having that. He thought he was on the bad boy Pistons. He thought he was Bill Laimbeer on that one.
Ejected after, yep. Well,
oh yeah, that's no good.
Yeah, sure seems that that didn't really end up going so well, but thought I would just share that for like out there just to like put it out there. You know, why not?
Yeah.
So, but no, off that, you know, we still got a long way to go. So, you know, second half just got started. You know, I feel like it's gonna be a, you know, a crazy next 2 months for sure. So, but you know, like I said, you know, you rather go into the playoffs hot than go into the playoffs cold. So I'd like to see that. I'd like to see Golden State, you know, go on a win streak a little bit. You know, maybe check a little bit of like the upcoming schedule too, just to see, you know, like maybe check the upcoming C schedule. So you're listening to 103.5 WCCH right now. We're gonna check a little upcoming schedule in the NBA.
Yeah, and if it's your first time listening in, this is Midday with the Raj with your hosts. I'm Professor Pat alongside Big Al.
Yes, indeed.
Doing a little research behind the scenes.
So we're gonna go to schedule. Here we go. So we got, yeah, like I said, Celtics at Pistons tonight. 7 o'clock start. We got, here's all the games for today. Toronto, Indiana, Sixers, Knicks, Trailblazers, Wizards. We got OKC at Brooklyn. We got the Hawks and the Heat. We got Clippers, Bulls, Kings, Jazz, Spurs, Rockets. Tomorrow night, yep, Golden State, like I said, at Orlando. So, like to go win another game tomorrow night too. That'd be nice. Like I said, go on a little bit of a hot streak too. That'd be cool. Like, you know, just to start off, you know, strong. You know, keep up the momentum, the pace. Absolutely.
Yeah, keep it rolling.
Definitely. So upcoming schedule, we got obviously tomorrow night. Like I said, Golden State playing the Magic. Friday night we got Cleveland at Boston.
Oh, speak of the devil. There we go.
Yep, Friday night.
Battle for the East.
Yes, battle between 1 and 2.
Could it be an early preview of things to come?
Maybe late in the Eastern Conference playoffs.
It might just be the Eastern Conference Finals right there.
That could be right there. We got Golden State at Sixers Saturday night. You know, please win that game, please.
Wait, Big Al, you know I'm a little bit out of it in terms of the sports scene. How did the Cavs turn it around? Weren't they like bottom of the league or a couple years ago? What happened there?
I would say a huge turnaround in Cleveland. Like they just picked up the pace a little bit. Like, you know
what happened? Who did they get in there? Was it coaching change? Was it players? What happened?
I would say I don't know exactly, but they turned it around like crazy though. Like they had like a crazy turnaround. Like you said, they were a little bit of a bottom of the barrel, and then, you know, they came up, you know, ready to go, you know, and, you know, now look where they're at. First seed in the Eastern Conference in the midway point of the season.
Not too bad.
It's like we were talking a few weeks ago with the Washington Commanders.
Oh yeah. It's always nice, those surprise teams or the turn it around teams.
Yeah, for sure. But they're doing well, you know, there. But yeah, I think we're gonna hit our first break, but then we'll come back with more NBA upcoming schedule and more to come on Midday with the Raj.
Thanks for listening in.
Oh, before we go into the break, we got Tunnel Vision by Justin Timberlake today. We got Get Lucky by Pharrell Williams, Nile Rodgers, and Daft Punk. We got International Love by Pitbull and Chris Brown. And then we have our last song is The Man by LL Black.
Let's go. We got the spread today, folks. You're listening to 103.5 WCCH.
We'll be back with Midday with the Raj. And we're back with Midday with the Raj. That was International Love by Pitbull and Chris Brown. And we had The Man by LL Black as our first song. The last two songs will be Tunnel Vision by Justin Timberlake and Get Lucky by Daft Punk, Pharrell Williams, and Nile Rodgers. So we're going to continue on with the upcoming schedule like we were doing before. I'll talk a little more about that, and maybe I'll get a little bit of Pat's intake on that too. So
wait, before you do, Al, you got to tell the people, aren't there some scholarships?
Sorry about that. PSAs.
Listen up.
HCC scholarships. The 2025 and 2026 scholarship season is open. Each year, the HCC Foundation offers more than $300,000 in scholarships to new, current, and transfer students. The application for this year's scholarship can be found on hcc.edu/scholarships. And students are welcome to go to the Scholarship Research Center in Donahue 158 for help as well. They can also be reached via phone at 413-552-2182. That's 413-552-2182. And via email at scholarship@hcc.edu from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Don't miss out on a great chance to finance your education and apply today. Deadline is March 14th, 2025.
So there we go. Go get that scholarship money, people.
Should I save the last one for the end of it?
Yeah. We'll come back to another one later.
Anyways, back to the script. Our upcoming schedule, we got Golden State Sixers Saturday. Sunday, the Celtics take on the Nuggets at 1 o'clock in TD.
Go C's.
So we got pretty crazy, wild, schedule coming up, especially Friday night. Celtics and Cavs. Battle between 1 and 2.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. That'll be a good watch.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. So, Pat, what do you think is the key for the Celtics in the second half? I know that they're the number 2 seed. They're rolling. They're playing great. What do you think?
I mean, one of the basic ones, which I guess you don't really have a whole lot of control over. They just got to stay healthy.
Absolutely, that's the most important thing.
And
gotta stay healthy.
I'm old school in a lot of ways, but one way I'm not really old school is when it comes to, if you're winning in a blowout game, there's no need to drive Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown into the floor. Take them out, get them some rest. If you're kind of facing a nobody team, I guess there's no nobody teams in the NBA, but maybe give them a day off or two. What do you think about that, Al? The old load management.
Well, sure. If you're having a good win, you're up by a lot. It's different, but I mean, just like in any sport, anyone can beat anyone on any given day. So I guess the nobody team goes out of the picture.
And keep hitting threes.
That too. And there's an old adage: the live or die by the 3.
Oh yeah.
And Golden State they still do it today. It's a lot, but used to be a lot. But like I said, anyone can beat anyone on any given day. So don't take just because the record's the way it is doesn't mean they can go in and beat you. So for crying out loud, the Warriors. I know the Warriors have been mid this year, off and on. They've been mid, not really that good. But they lost to the Jazz this year, so I mean, just like I said, anyone can beat anyone on any given day. So
true.
Don't take anyone just for granted just because of their record. They can have the worst record in the NBA and go out and beat you by 20, 30 points. I mean, that's not really rare, but they can just go out and beat you. Depending on the day.
Yeah, you always got to show up.
Yeah, for sure.
Showing up, 80% of success.
Yeah, but in reality, give more of 100.
True.
So. But no, just like I said, a long way to go. We got, about a few months. Playoffs. I think playoffs start in April. So we got, and today's the 26th of February. So
yeah, honestly, this is kind of like the lull time for sports. That's
what I was just explaining to someone 15, 20 minutes ago.
We're gonna have to get creative these next couple of weeks.
No, for sure. Cause I mean, I'll keep doing the updates and everything like that. But, from a standpoint, we're in the type of year now where, NBA's midway through the year, same with the NHL, and then the MLB is 29 days away from opening day. So,
yeah, that'll be nice once baseball gets rolling. Always something to talk about there.
Then everything is just going to be rolling on point. So I'm definitely looking forward to when that happens. But like I told you weeks ago, my favorite time of the year is when MLB's playoff time, NBA's just getting started, and same with the NHL. When all three of those combined sports. No, got that wrong. The NBA and NHL are just getting started. MLB's in playoffs, and the NFL is in the midway point of the season. That's my favorite time of the year for sure. But now that the NFL's over, I mean, we do have free agency, and all that too. But now that the NFL's over, playing wise, the draft is April 25th through the 27th. So we still got a minute for that.
Yeah.
Too. I wish there was a way you can just press a sim button.
I know, right?
To go right to the draft. So that's what I've talked to my friends with recently. Can we just sim to the draft already?
Yeah, I wish it could be franchise mode.
Yeah, and Madden or something.
No, totally. Maybe we'll do a mock draft or something next week.
We got to do something like that.
We'll be creative. Oh, well, there are some new guests coming on soon, hopefully.
Yeah, we got. Oh
wait, we can't release them, right? We gotta keep a little suspense.
Yeah, we'll we'll keep that.
Keep a little suspense, but also for all our listeners out there, we have been in contact with some very cool people. So we're going to get some nice guests on Midday with the Raj soon enough.
Yeah, definitely. And even during the 1 week break too.
Oh, yeah. A lot
March 17th through the 21st. The March 19th, that day, I'm going to have a guest on, so I'll be here.
Yeah.
Doing some work for sure. But no, I won't release the guests' names. We'll keep that, a secret until they come on the show. But in the upcoming weeks, we'll have some guests, so that'll be cool. And me and Pat connected with someone a little while ago, so before we came on the show, actually. Won't release who it is, but we finally got into contact with someone, which was cool.
Oh, let's do another plug too, Al. If people want to watch the show on YouTube, how can they get to that?
Look up Big Al on YouTube on your search bar, and it should pop up, and just click on my stuff, and then there should be a playlist with Midday with the Raj. So just look up Big Al on YouTube.
Yeah.
So, but no, so you think health, obviously, of course, that's the most important part, but, do you think the Celtics just keep rolling and winning a boatload of games before the end of the year?
Yeah, honestly, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? They just got to keep doing their thing, keep moving the ball around, getting the bigs involved, keep putting up wins. End of the day, it's all about the wins, baby. Just win, baby, win.
Yeah, the other thing is to stay hot. Like I said, stay hot, get hot before the playoffs. I mean, the Celtics have been great all year, but like Golden State, for example, if they could go on like a win streak starting like now, and then like keep that going to when we get closer to playoff time, that'd be huge. Like, I mean, because like I said, you'd much rather go into the playoffs hot than go into the playoffs cold.
Yeah.
So it's not a good combo being in the playoffs and you're cold and you. For an example, you're like 2-6 in your like last 10 games. Like that doesn't really flow well.
What's been going on with Golden State? I know you're a big fan. For those of you just tuning in, Big Al's a big Golden State fan.
Yeah, they've like I said, they won last night. It was a nice blowout win. I would like to sort of say because this year they've been on and off. Like they've been more. I know they're over 500 now, but they've been more of a 500 ball club all year.
Yeah.
So
win one, lose one.
Exactly. Like they've been more middle of the tier, 500 ball club all year. So now that they're the 8th seed, they jumped to the 8th seed, which was cool. And they're 31-27. The fight to get into the playoff race, which they're in right now. But I mean, like I said, they've been more of a 500 ball club this year. So I mean, just to keep up the pace and keep winning games would be nice, just to stay in that picture instead of being in the play-in tournament or whatever. So, I'd like to see them. These games are going to be tough though. Like I said, I mentioned in the schedule. The schedule is going to get tougher. So, but I mean, I think they've been okay. They haven't really been great though. Like I said, they've been a mediocre ball club all year.
Mm.
But I mean, it's lucky, though, that their season's so long that anything can happen. You could change up the way you play as long as you have a good scheme and the way you're playing. And just, I feel like, I know Steph's been playing well lately, but I feel like if he could play well, start to finish, I know it's a lot to ask, but, start off well and, finish well, too. Because it's not start how you finish, but, not start off the game, 1 for 6. Or,
no, that's not going to help you.
1 for 7, or just to name a couple, go in there red hot and the minute the ball tips off is what I'm trying to say. But it's kind of hard to keep up that pace. It's not easy, especially now. It's definitely not. To ask somebody to shoot over 50-60%, every single game, or just it's not easy. It's hard.
No.
And it's not really probable either. But just getting everybody involved too. I know that, just moving the ball around a little more too. I mean, it's not that I don't like the three, but sometimes we can, take it a little bit to the rim too. I mean, that'd be a nice, a little helpful too. But
yeah, you almost take Steph for granted, one of the greatest shooters of all time.
Oh, definitely, absolutely. Not that I've taken that for granted. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's just sometimes it can be tough, but not every day. not every day you're gonna have your best game though. So that's another thing. You know, you can't come in every single game and just shoot lights out. It's not possible. Well, it's not possible. It's tough. It's mad hard.
Well, that's what you were talking earlier. You can't just always live and die by the three. Sometimes you do got to
exactly.
move the basketball, play team basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you gotta move it around a little bit too. Don't just chuck up the freaking bomb three every single time.
No.
But no. Second half's gonna be a ride. So we'll see how both this season the Warriors do. Especially schedule wise, like I just mentioned. So stuff starts getting tougher too.
Yeah.
I mean, but like you got to go out there and just go and beat them.
Yeah.
And I know it's easier said than done, but I mean, it's just you got to take it one game at a time, one possession at a time. So
Yeah. Big Al, something else I just saw in the news is just coming back to me. What's going on with the Spurs and the star rookie? I'm forgetting his name, but didn't he just get announced he's out for the season or something?
Yeah, blood clot, Victor Wembanyama.
That is crazy. So I don't know if you know more than me on that. What's the situation there?
I don't know, but I heard he got a blood clot and he's out for the rest of the year. So
That's a tough one for the Spurs. Huge loss there. Huge loss for the league, honestly, too.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Something to keep an eye on.
No, I think didn't we mention that like a week or two ago.
Oh, maybe.
Might have been, but I know that Wemby's out for the rest of the year, so definitely
That's too bad.
a hit hard for the Spurs, absolutely. But it's always tough to see a player like that, but just players in general that go down like that. It's not.
No, you never want to see that.
Never want to see that happen. Absolutely not. But Golden State, they, like I said, Celtics got to just keep it riling, keep it going. What do you think's gonna happen? With the Bruins the rest of the season, though, Pat?
I don't know. Last night was really not a good one. At home, I don't know how you blow a lead 3-0. So, there's two ways to go for the Bruins now at this point. It's either you say that was kind of a gut shot and we're going to turn things around and, as you were saying earlier with the NBA, but make a nice, and especially it matters, I think, in the NHL, hitting the right stride, because more than maybe other sports, you can have a lesser record and still do good in the playoffs. So they still have a shot. They can turn things around, sneak into the playoffs here, make a little run, but I don't know. I'm not feeling too good after last night. That felt like a little bit of a wimpy rollover by the Bruins. Hate to say it. What do you think?
I don't know. I feel like you said, they gotta come together. They gotta come together as a unit like the rest of the season and just like grind it out and try to sneak in the playoff spot. But like just keep up the pace, keep the momentum. I mean, but like I feel like coming together more and just like trying to get into a playoff spot is what I think they need to do. Coming up with these next few months.
Yeah, and it's not like they have no talent. They still got Pasternak down there, so it's like Marchand. Yeah, there's no way that they're like absolutely horrible, and they're just mediocrity right now. That's their problem. They got to take it to another level, kick things in gear a little bit. Let's go. Playoffs right around the corner. Not the time to be messing around, blowing 3-0 leads. You kidding me? Jeez.
I mean, hey, sometimes that stuff happens, but just gotta move on, get in the past, and just move forward.
No, that's true too. Can't dwell on it.
Games in the past, can't change on what happened. So but I feel like they'll get it together though. Definitely.
Yeah, you're right. I'm being cynical. I should have a little hope here. Go Bees.
Yeah, we got time. So, but yeah, it would be better to start off now though. Definitely, get on like I said with Golden State, get on a win streak. Get it back going. Keep it rolling. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
So it's 1:40.
Want to play maybe a couple tunes? We'll do one more break at the end, or one more vocal.
Yeah, I'll do one more tune. I'll do one more tune at the end, and I'll play a tune right now. So, and for the last song.
Word.
So, but you're listening to Midday with the Raj. We'll be back.
Thanks for tuning in.
Welcome back to Midday with the Raj on 103.5 WCCH, broadcasting live from Holyoke Community College. I got another PSA for you. Valley Radio. Are you or someone you love visually impaired and want to stay informed of local news? Free 24/7 audio accessible local news and information is available from Valley Eye Radio for those in the Pioneer Valley who are no longer able to read independently due to visual or medical and physical challenges. Contact them at www.valleyeyeradio.org or call 413-747-7337. That's 413-747-7337 for details on how to listen from one of their special radios or through the website's smart speakers, cable, access channel, or mobile phone. What do you got on that, Pat?
Yeah, shout out Valley Eye Radio. Best in the game.
Yeah, it sounds very very interesting. Definitely. I don't think I've ever heard of it before.
I can't say I'm too familiar with that one, but they're cool. Shout out Valley Eye.
Anyways, I think I'm going to move into a little bit of MLB before we close the show with local sports.
All right, perfect.
The last tune. That was Tunnel Vision by Justin Timberlake. The last song will be Get Lucky by Daft Punk, Pharrell Williams, and Nile Rodgers.
Let's go. Can't wait for that one.
That's a good tune. That would end the show off in a good fashion. MLB spring training obviously going on right now. Opening day is March 27th. So
I love opening day. Such a good vibe.
yeah, it's definitely fun whenever, especially this when any sport opens up. But like I love when MLB opening day hits. It's a lot of fun. So,
I like baseball opening day too because it's almost like a quasi signifier of spring.
Yeah.
Honestly, that seems really close to the spring
yeah,
solstice.
Yeah, because spring is coming soon. I can't wait for spring. I kind of getting sick of this freaking winter weather. So, I can't wait because that's when weather starts warming up a little more too. And winter weather is just not it. Definitely not. So, but definitely looking forward to that. It's one thing with that I'll bring up with the MLB with especially with opening day. I think a lot of people tune in a lot too, especially when opening day comes around too.
Yeah, totally.
That's when stuff starts to get really fun too. So, but
everybody's got hope at the start of the season.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it gets to get everyone's spirits are ready to go. Ready to support their team and everything. So, and like I told you last week, the Red Sox are going to be a good ball club back in the postseason this year. Like I told you. So I'm telling you, right now, they're going to have a really good season. So, but like I said, mixed opinions about the Yanks, but we'll see how they do. Shockingly, Giancarlo Stanton's battling another injury right now.
Oh, no.
It's just the
bionic man.
No, bro, he gets hurt every single year, dude. It's so annoying.
That's
too.
too bad.
He's not even started yet, and he's already battling an injury, and I'm just dude, why am I not surprised at all?
No, that's too bad.
Bro is made out of glass. He is, though. He gets hurt every single year. There can't be a year where he doesn't get hurt. And he's a DH. He doesn't even play the field anymore. I don't even know. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, they need to wrap him in bubble wrap.
Well, we're still stuck with him for 4 or 5 years with his contract, so.
That's the hard thing with some of those massive
they
deals.
Paid him they paid him a lot back in 2017 when we got him.
I feel like it was kind of like that with Pujols a little bit when he had that huge
it was 17
deal.
or 18. Yeah.
It's hard because at the end they just get old. It's hard with the Athletics. You only have that prime.
Yeah, and then sometimes it just goes away. But I'm just dude, come on.
Speaking of baseball, though, I saw I was over at the Barclays Center the other day. I saw they're gearing up for the season down there, baseball team. So try to get someone from there to represent. That'd be great.
Come on a show.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I wouldn't mind that. Just gotta find out someone that would want to come on Midday with the Raj Wednesdays from 1 to 2.
Yeah, if you're listening right now and you're on the baseball team, I've seen you guys down there. You're looking good. Come on the show. We'll set something up.
I would love to. Definitely love to come on.
Roll Cougars.
Yeah, I'd definitely love to talk about local sports with you too, and a little bit of national too. I think that'd be a lot of fun, and you guys could even talk about your team. Who do you got? What's the upcoming season going? What do you the plethora of people it's just I'd love to talk all about that. That'd be a lot of fun. So
For sure.
but I think we got about 7 minutes, so maybe I'll do a little bit of local sports before we wrap up Midday with the Raj Part 4, which again this week was more laid back, but I feel like the next few weeks coming up will be a little more ready to go, like a little more like more breaking. And like I said, maybe we might do, like you said, maybe we might do mock drafts or something like that coming up in the next few weeks. Obviously not next week because I got a guest on, and then but maybe the week after that we can hit up a mock draft.
Yeah, perfect. Hey, actually, now you want to introduce the guest for next week?
Yeah, her name is Amanda. She works at the OSDS office at Holyoke Community College.
Let's go. Shout out Amanda.
Yep, Amanda will be joining me next week on Midday with the Raj as my first guest on the show.
Very exciting times, people.
So
tune in now. Get on the bus. You're on the bus or you're off the bus.
I promoted my show today. Remember when you weren't there but I promoted my show and I shouted you out, Pat. So.
Yep. Hashtag big things coming.
Trending worldwide.
For real.
But no, I'll get a little local sports before we wrap up.
All right, we got a quick update.
Yeah, just a little quick, before we end the show off, and before we end it. So.
All right.
Let's check a little local sports out around here. Let me go to Arbor Sports. Right now, you're listening to 103.5 WCCH with Midday with the Raj with Pat and Al on Part 4, but we're going to get a little local sports before we wrap up because it is 1:55.
Yep.
Does HCC have anything that has to do with sports right now that I could maybe get an update on? There's only 2 scores, but that was from a little while ago. Yeah, they don't put anything on here, but...
Yeah, we might have to wait for the live update.
Spring sports are coming up. Spring sports are coming up, though, soon for high school and college. So, they just wrapped up winter. So, spring sports will be on sooner than later. I'm guessing tryouts got to be coming soon, right, Pat? I'm guessing.
Yeah, it must be around the corner. We'll keep doing our digging behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Non-stop investigative
absolutely.
journalists.
I'm at the next week, maybe, go on the ACC, search it up on the internet, and go and see if I can get some results.
Yeah.
Clearly on Arbor Sports, they didn't update any of their scores besides 2, and 2 of them were old, so I don't know if, that really helps out a lot. But,
anyways.
Spring and winter spring sports are coming around the corner, so, be on the lookout for when I get a little update on spring sports coming up soon. But, before we wrap up, we had a good show. It is 1:56, so maybe in a few minutes I will wrap up and go to my last song, and then I'll wrap up and then be back next week, same time at 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock with Amanda on the show, with Midday with the Raj. What do you got, Pat? Before we wrap up?
No, I think you pretty much hit everything there. I just want to say I'm excited. Things are really moving now with the show. So hopefully just bigger and better things. And make sure to check out the YouTube if you can. show some love. It's Midday with the Raj.
You think at the end of the day the before we go, the Bruins end up getting there to the playoffs before the end of the season?
I'm going to say yeah. I'm going to end on a positive note with the Bruins. I think the Bruins squeak into the playoffs. I don't know if it's a Stanley Cup year. I'm going to have to say no on that front. But, hey, if they can go in, make a little noise, I'll call it a success for the Bees. That's my final word.
You heard it here from Pat on 103.5 WCCH. She thinks that the Bruins could get to the playoffs, maybe sneak in on a spot. Next few weeks will be exciting for sure. Looking forward to it. Me and Pat, first few shows have been great. Next week's gonna be even better too. Last few weeks have been more laid back because, things have gotten a little dry, of course, since the NFL has ended.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a lull, folks.
But like I said, when the MLB comes around on March 27th, things are gonna start picking up a little bit more. And right now it's really just NBA and NHL. I mean, MLB's in spring training, but that's about it. So other than that, there's not really that much going on besides like college hoops or stuff like that.
Oh, March Madness coming up. Oh, that's going to be
That's another
awesome.
thing that'll be an upcoming topic that I'll be talking about too. Maybe we can even do like brackets and stuff like that too.
There we go. There's an idea.
I'll have to take a little look into that. You know, it is coming up soon though, March Madness, because March 1st is Saturday. So, you know, I'll have to take a look in on that. Maybe we do a few mock drafts coming up too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely hook something up for sure. But do you think I know this is a little early to ask, but do you think that what do you think I know we talked about this a few weeks ago, but who do you think the Pats are gonna take at number 4?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm gonna have to meditate on that one. Come back to you. There's a lot of different ways to go.
Weeks, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be our tease for next week and the week after. You'll have to listen to find out, folks. 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock here on 103.5 WCCH. It's Midday with the Raj.
We got about, what do we got? Like maybe 30 seconds left.
Yeah. Any final words before our final song?
No. Have a good week, good rest of the week, guys. And Midday with the Raj is out. Last song is "Get Lucky" by Daft Punk, Nile Rodgers, and Pharrell Williams. Have a good week, everybody.
Peace.